So here it is, the last episode of Rising the Shield Hero, Season 3, and honestly, here's how it works. Better than Season 2, but nowhere near as good as Season 1. And, I mean, Season 1 is so top tier, it's understandable, but definitely not a season that was like as bad as Season 2 and just kind of like, oh my god, what in the world's happening? There was a lot of development, a lot of fights, and a lot of things that happened here that honestly seems to bode well for the next season, Season 4. So this episode honestly didn't really feel like a finality. It honestly just kind of felt like they really just introduced a whole nother story in things and was like, hey guys, here's something else that's happening, and now Naofumi has to deal with it. So we'll see you again in Season 4. This is pretty much how it all went. So we start things off with Naofumi trying to learn about the dragon vein and trying to learn like a whole nother power. And it's actually funny that Galleon, the dragon here, kind of let the cat out of the bag that he can talk. Because before he was just talking, mentally to Naofumi. But then just an episode or two later, he's like, hey, he's just talking to these two, which I guess makes sense because he's got to teach them, but whatever. I guess the key is that Windia, the one that he's the spirit of her father inside of Galleon, that she doesn't know that he could talk. I assume that's the case. Overall, I thought the season was okay. It had some moments that was really slow. Like, I like the fact that Naofumi as a character now is being respected and that he's actually trying to take care of things and take care of his village / territory. But it felt like they spent too much time talking about that and too much time going over it. Now, they did introduce a lot of new characters this season and characters that can rely on Naofumi. It's perfectly fine. It makes sense. Especially when he's trying to build back up the territory. He went to go get the children and different people that were captured originally from that town. So it makes sense. Overall, I think that it was actually a really good season. Could have been better? Yes. Was it a snore fest? No. Were there some episodes that might have been? Maybe. But it had some really good, exciting episodes like when fighting the dragon and such. Everyone kind of worked together. But also we had moments where we were getting the Cardinal heroes back together, and now they're kind of together and working together and coming together to the future Phoenix problem. So there's a problem when you catch Naofumi smiling. The fact of the matter is, this guy cannot catch a break, and he cannot have too many good things happening to him at one time, because when he's like finally thinking things are going well, he's smiling, he's happy, he's literally learning some new moves, and he's actually trying to strengthen himself. Things are getting better. It can't last long. It can't last long. So now Naofumi has a bigger issue. Come to find out, Raphtalia is kind of the next in line to the throne. I guess you could say she's a princess or a queen, however you want to put it. She's royalty, and by her wearing the garments that she wore when she was in the other world, now it's a declaration of war. It's an issue because it's like, wait a minute, here it is, this other nation off isolated doing their own thing. Come to find out, Raphtalia's father was someone that could actually claim the throne but didn't want to. And then now she's in line to claim the throne, and all she was doing is just wearing garments that were like the ones that she was in the other world dimension, or whatever you want to say. But nope, it clashes with the possibility that she is claiming inheritance through the throne, and she wants it. It's like, can't you just wear something? And of course, come to find out, Naofumi's like, these people have been watching Raphtalia even before she was born, and then seeing her being a slave, and then only now it's an issue. Only now that they want to try to kill her off. Oh yes, they could have done something about it previously, but no, now she's oh, just wearing something is like, oh, we see what you're doing. We have to kill you now. And of course, these assassins come in. It's like, really? Really? I know a few people are saying the story came out of the blue. There's really no hints for it. And I kind of understand because the fact is, we only knew Raphtalia as a little girl from the village and Shield Hero saves her. But now we're kind of getting more, I guess, story development for Raphtalia, kind of like a backstory. And I'm honestly am okay with it because the fact is, this just only kind of builds more character around Raphtalia, who is already best girl. So it's like, hey, now she's royalty as well. Isn't that better for everyone? Come on now. So of course we have this engagement with the ex-king with Atla and such, and yes, he does know them, and he said that they remind him of his past sister. The key is there's a lot that needs to be developed here and a lot that needs to be known about this. But honestly, nothing has really been talked about that much this season about their relationship or their issues. And it would have to be next season. Maybe we'll hear more about it. Maybe we'll understand more about it. And maybe, you know, we could understand the ex-king a little bit more. But the key is that nothing was talked about all this season. So I honestly can't sit here and be like, oh, I feel sad about their engagement or how the king feels about them, because I know nothing about it as far as from what they've been showing in the season. So, okay, sure. We'll see how things develop as time goes on. But for right now, he's reminiscing of the past. So whether or not he's a hindrance or a help in the future, I guess we'll find out next season whenever it does continue. Can I just say that I hate this character? Like, I really hate this girl. Like, they need to dedicate an episode where somehow she teams up with the wrong people and they have to take her down. And not some like, oh, she gains some mystical power, and because she gains this power, she turns into a demon. And now it's rightfully okay for them to use their magical spells and special moves to kill her off because she's tainted. And then their battle happens and she dies as a result of the battle. No, just straight up just take her out, please. But I don't know. I have no idea how they deal with this girl in the future, but of course, at the conclusion of this episode, they pretty much kind of showed everyone, and honestly, it's actually kind of funny. So, like, the last frame is pretty much Naofumi riding off into the wild blue yonder to see what is gonna come next. Now, granted, he was on a dragon and kind of going to a storm. Yes, but he needs to go on the ship and then go on the ship and then he's going to portal everyone, his party members and such. I'm looking forward to next season, and I guess I'm kind of glad that they did give information as far as what could be included in the next season. And, you know, and then of course, even if that battle is half the season and then they got to do the Phoenix the other half, honestly, I think it's okay because the Cardinals are back and maybe all four of them will actually be in this battle. And these enemies have protection against heroes attacks somehow. So we have to learn more about that. So I'm looking forward to what's happening in the future, despite, you know, what's been happening in this season. So as my rating for this season, I will have to give it a 7 out of 10. Overall, I think it's honestly kind of normal. It had some moments that were really exciting. It had some moments that were really dull, but overall, it's a lot better than last season, season 2. And right now, I'm still liking the Shield Hero. I'm still liking what he's going through as far as rising through it. I do wish he could catch a break a little bit. It's like he just goes through so much that it's like, dude, come on. Can we give this guy, can he just take a breather at some point? But overall, I like his character and I like the dynamic of his character, and I like that this season people actually were taking notice of him and were actually looking up to him. Not just him and Raphtalia and, you know, just a few people here and there, but actually notably more characters were really feeling him and understanding him and relying on him. So I'm looking forward to the next season to see how how that works. Will he have all these allies to his beck and call? Will there be a war with this other nation to prop up Raphtalia in this Empress role? I mean, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to seeing how they do this. And of course, the battle with the Phoenix. We'll see what happens. We'll see how things develop. But regardless, I hope you guys have enjoyed the analysis for this show. I've enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to when they finally come back with season 4. You guys take care, be safe, and you know what? Have a Merry Christmas and enjoy the holidays. But you guys have a good one. Until I see you next time. So long, Space Cowboy. Bye-bye for now. Make sure to check out the extra content on our Patreon page, and thanks to our current patrons.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.